Hey guys, it's Chris from Meats, Beats, and Bubbles, and I'm going to be using my Instant Pot to make Salisbury steak meatballs, and that's in the 8 quart, and in the 6 quart, I'm going to do mashed potatoes. And the mashed potatoes I already posted on the blog, and I'll put the recipe link for that in the video. And then when I get the other one done for the meatballs, I'll post that one as well and let you know. So here we go. I already sauteed using the 8 quart the onions here for the meatballs. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in my bowl here. And then I need to add to that, I need to add some chopped mushrooms. Yum, yum, yum. And I'm going to add some breadcrumbs, some Italian breadcrumbs. And then I will add some beef broth. And I'm going to add some eggs for a binder. And then I'm going to add some tomato paste. And I really love, I don't know about you guys, but I really love the kind in that squeezy tube because I never use the whole thing. So if I open a can, I never use it all. And that was just a little bit of salt and pepper. And so what I'm going to do is I am not going to use my spatula, but I am going to use some gloves. And I love the gloves because I don't get ground beef all underneath my fingernails. So it's just, I just think it's a good tip if you have them hanging around, and I know a lot of us do from the COVID. So if you've got them, use them. So let's get this all mixed up. And then what we're going to do, once we get this all mixed up, we are going to get these shaped into some small meatballs. Okay, so now I've got all my meatballs rolled out. I'm going to add some olive oil to my pot, and it's on a saute. So it's a really cool thing when you're cooking with the Instant Pot is you can use the saute function to bring your pot up quicker so you don't have to wait for it to come to pressure quite as long. This particular recipe is, it states small meatballs. I don't know, that's a pet peeve of mine when it says small because it's kind of, that's all relative. I wish they would give a size. So these are about golf ball size. And that's a preference for me to know. I don't know about you guys. So we're going to get this first batch going in here. And let's jump over to the mashed potatoes. So I did the saute function on the mashed potatoes just to get them going. And then I'm going to pop in my cubed potatoes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the lid on here. And we're going to cancel it here. Okay, cancel. I'm going to turn this on, then we're going to go with the manual. Now, remember, I know, I'm not on the camera. I'm sitting here, guys. It's the 6 quart. We're going to go manual, and we're going to go for 6 minutes. Whoop. All right. And then make sure you put it to sealing so that it comes to pressure, and you're all good there. What I'm going to do now, let me grab a plate. Should have this all prepped for you. Sorry about that. I'm going to grab a plate so I can put my browned meatballs on there. Let me just get this down here out of the way. And so we're going to brown these on both sides. And then we're going to make some sauce. It's going to be really yummy. I hope. First time making this. I got the meatballs all browned. I'm going to stick them back into the pot. That's the nice thing about the saute feature on this, is that you can literally do everything in one pot. And the mashed potatoes are done, so they're perfectly fine. They'll just be on the stay warm part on the pot. And then as these are cooking and finishing up, then I can go ahead and get those mashed and leave them in the pot for them to stay warm. The first thing I had trouble with when I got the Instant Pot was I forgot to allow for that time that it takes for the pot to come up to pressure and then for it to go down to pressure if it's like a natural release. That's what they call a natural release, like for meat, when you just want to leave it and the timer will tick down, and then when the button is done and it's after it's popped, the button will release itself and go back down, and all the pressure is out of the pot then, and so then you'll know it's okay to do that. So that can take some time for natural release. When you're doing meats especially, that's when you want to do that. But like the mashed potatoes, those are perfectly fine to do those as a natural release and leave them. Not a problem at all. So that's kind of the nice thing on that feature. All right, so we just put the meatballs back in. Then we added our mushrooms to that. I added a little extra mushrooms because I like mushrooms. Then what we're going to do here is we're going to pour this sauce, which is some more tomato paste, some red wine vinegar, some mustard powder, Worcestershire, and there was a little bit of flour in with the beef broth in here. And so we're going to pour this over, and this will be what makes up our gravy. I've never been much of a Salisbury steak kind of gal. But this one intrigued me, so I figured, you know what, I will give it a go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do high pressure. Let's put in, almost forgot here. We're going to put in a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. Okay. And then we're going to put this on. We're going to get the lid on. I just want to make sure your seal is in here, the rubber thing. There's been a couple times where I've forgotten to do that, and I've ended up with a bit of a mess. So we're going to do this. It's going to be for 10 minutes. So here we're going to go to pressure cook, and we are going to go for 10. And then what happens is it will just come on. Make sure you put it on the sealing function. So it will come up to pressure. And it could take maybe 10 or 15 minutes for it to come to pressure. So we're going to do that. And here is what will happen on the venting. So it will release some steam, and you want to be careful putting your hand there. So it'll release steam and make noise, and then the pin will drop in there, and then it's safe to open the lid and do whatever you need to do. So I got to tell you, I always want to have a vegetable with my dinner. I'm kind of crazy about doing the vegetables. So what we're going to have is asparagus was on sale last week, so I had John pick some up. And I just want to show you a little tip in case you didn't know. So in the asparagus, I never cut it. I always just take it, and then where it snaps off, that's where it breaks naturally. And it gets rid of this woody part there that you don't want to eat. I know some people peel theirs. I've never peeled my asparagus. So maybe there's something I'm missing out by not doing that. And then I take these guys, the stems, and I will put them in with the compost. All right, our mashed potatoes are done. And you can see on here, it's when it's got the L with the numbers, that means that it's finished, the pressure is released, and that's how long that it's counting down, and so it'll let you know. So if you want to watch it, if it says, oh, let it natural release for 10 minutes and then release it the rest of the way, that's the number you want to look for, is where it says L, and then it'll say 10 or 15 or... So I just do these by hand. They come out really good. I don't even drain the water. It's the perfect amount of water that's in there. And then I will add a little bit, use almond milk because that's what we have. It's a little easier for John and for Hannah because they're both lactose intolerant. I don't mind it at all. I need about a half a cup, and then we'll mash that in. And sometimes you need a little bit more. It just kind of depends, I think, on your taste as far as what thickness you like for your mashed potatoes. So it's really hard to get them thickened when you get them too loose and runny. So I would like to start with a lower amount and then add in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add in some pepper. One thing I find is by using this island to cook, well, first it doesn't, the steam doesn't get up all underneath the counters, but it's a little bit awkward on the height. So that's probably the one thing I don't like about it being right here. But I sure like the fact that I don't have to worry about it ruining my cupboards with the steam. So that was just 3 tablespoons of butter. And I'll just kind of let that melt in. And then what I'm going to do is I am just going to put the lid on and it's going to stay warm. So, all right. So it is dinner time. I'm so excited. I'll have to let you know how this turns out. But with fantastic kept warm mashed potatoes. And in here we have our Swedish meatballs. Sorry, not Swedish meatballs, Salisbury steak meatballs. And made a great gravy. And I did the asparagus, just with salt and pepper and olive oil in the air fryer. Let me show you how it turned out, guys. I don't know if you could see it. Probably not. It's delicious looking. I think it's going to taste delicious. I just garnished with a little bit of parsley and a little chives on the potatoes. So I'm going to go eat while it's still hot. I will post a photo later. Take care, y'all.